You've made it to Tyler's World of Weather. Welcome to this afternoon update. Today we're going to look at starting off with our Storm Prediction Center, SPC, and let's go to day one. Day one has basically a split vortex of severe weather where you have one in the northern plains and Rockies, one in the Mississippi River Valley. So it's very disorganized, obviously, so it's not going to be too strong. As you can see that. Day two, we have a severe risk up in the northern plains. Probably tornado threat. Nope. Biggest threats are wind and hail. And then by day, what is this? Day three, it again goes towards the northern plains. Let's take a look at days 4 through 8. 4, there you go. 5, 6, 7, 8. All right, so what is on my heart right now is I want to give you guys an analog. Remember, we've been seeing 2012 pop up and crop up a lot. Now I want to look at I want to see if this is okay. Today's June 25th. Hold on one second. So today's June 26th. So yeah, we won't do the analog because we did that this morning. But again, days 8 through 14. We're forecasted in Cleveland to have highs in the 90s for 5 days in a row. I think the last time that's happened was 2 years ago. You know, it is it is a rarity. Day 6 through 10 looks like this, just blowtorching the Great Lakes away. Negative PNA trough and cold pattern off the west coast. Let's take a look at our NAO and again our climate prediction center for this. Currently positive, forecasted to stay positive throughout the next 2 weeks. So that's going to create a lot of warmth, as we're seeing. Negative NAO equals warmth and dry weather, usually. Again, a lot of other factors can override that or overlap that or coalesce with that, determining on what the situation is. But right now we're seeing, okay, negative NAO, heat in the east. Okay, got it, good. Taking a look at our Weather Bell European weeklies, and we do have our latest run, so we're going to look at that off to 12 a.m. today. And again, a lot of snow in the northwest. You know, I shouldn't have said that as soon as we get 7 days without snow, we'll stop doing this because it's just sticking around like a bug that's, you know, killed. You just killed and it just won't go away. So anyways, here is our 45-day temperature outlook. So I think that's a little bit overdone on the east. I do agree with the centralized warmth though. Let's take a look at our precip anomalies. Again, I don't want to undermine this because this could be a tricky situation as we head into the next later into June and into July. This could be some wildfires popping up here. Now keep in mind these are somewhat fertile areas, greenery areas. They're not all desert like the Southwest. So you have even more chance of developing wildfires in these areas because, you know, we had them in California about a month or two ago, and that's a lot of dry there in certain areas. Of course, it's isolated, but if you go into the general Southwest, it's a desert region, a desert climate zone. So, all right. So we're going to look at our Jamstack again. This will be a winter hint. We're going to kind of look at this and skim through this. So let's do it. So we're going to go to winter strictly, and whatever we do, we're going to use the ensemble in the winter months, and we're going to see what we can muster up here. And my little creative head juices flowing of mine. All right, so we did our El Nino two-year forecast. We did our Mordecai index. Let's do this. Let's do this CNN El Nino 2-year forecast. I don't know what that is, but we'll see. Okay, so this must just be some type of model referring to CNN. That must be what the model's name is. But again, this is initialized from March, April, and May of this year. So again, it's somewhat of an old forecast. Okay, so let's just hop right into it. So it forecasted May, June, and July to be, again, an El Nino strengthening all the way till November, December, and January, where we reach our peak of the El Nino, and then it kind of declines from there. So I want to talk about this too. There's going to be a global spike in temperatures, obviously, because of the El Nino. So don't be alarmed. You know, they're going to say climate change either way, so I don't care anymore. It's just that be ready for it, you know. For me it's, and for many it's just the annoyance of it. It's not like I have to get in a big debate over that. I don't care for that. But anyways, we take a look at our winter. We head into winter, we start to head into La Nina territory. Okay, so not La Nina, we're not going to switch from an El Nino to a La Nina, but it's going to be declining in its strength. So, but focusing on the winter, because the next 2 years are irrelevant in this winter hint, we're just going to focus on winter here. And I want to talk about these top 2 tire models that are have the El Nino at a super El Nino level, which is that blue one, which is the Syntax F, and the Kobe model, which are all forecasting a very strong El Nino signal. So with that being said, we're just looking at the strength of the El Nino in this update. We're not looking at the Mordecai signal. And with that being said, this is nearly off the charts. I mean, it doesn't look that drastic if you look at it, just kind of glance at it through it. But if you look at it closely, I mean, this is like one deviation from going above the charts, which is what we had in 2015, 2016, probably in 1997-8. I don't know. I wasn't around to forecast the weather back then. But obviously, this is a very strong El Nino. So it's going to be a big influencer on our weather. I like to say that there's 20 different factors in the weather forecast, but sometimes you have one factor that overrides 10 other factors because it's such a large influence at that time of year or what have you. The El Nino will be one of those factors that kind of overrides factors such as the NAO or the EPO, etc. But if we can get that factor to collide or coalesce with a Mordecai setup to our El Nino, that's like the crux to our cold winter that we need. So let's hope and shoot for that. But yeah, this is your winter hint, and this is Tyler's World of Weather. If you like this update, be sure to like, comment, share, and subscribe to my channel for more long-range weather content. Thank you all. Take care, and I hope you all have a great day. Enjoy your Friday. Bye.